who pulled up for a catch-up. It's really here from 947 Afternoons. And if you're here, it means you've got taste. Go ahead, enjoy the moment you missed. But don't ghost me. Weekdays, 12 to 3 p.m. on 947. I'm loud and way more fun in real time. And yeah, there's more audio magic waiting for you right here on Prime Media Plus.
You're listening to
Mo Flava on 947.
Well, life continues. And that's why the Daily Dilemma always pops in. We look at people's tricky life situations. Here's a message from Lani, which I think is quite fascinating. Lani says, I'm at my wit's end and I do not know what to do or who to talk to anymore. I have a severe phobia for insects. Severe phobia of insects. Entomophobia is what it's called. And it's not just a young, this is gross or this is yucky. It's a full-on, uncontrollable panic. It's been holding me back my entire life, but now it's hitting my career. Whenever I see a bug in the office, I lose it. I can see my colleagues getting annoyed. They don't understand that for me, it's not just a small insect, it's a threat. It's affecting my love and my love life too. I've been dating this guy for 5 months now, and he says he's never seen anything like my reactions. He panics just watching me panic. I wish I was the fly on the wall. Excuse the pun, Lani. Don't mean to scare you. Just to watch you panic and your boyfriend panicking and you panicking. Anyway, let me continue. Summer is the worst part of it. The moths, the Parktown prawns. It's my worst nightmare. Should I try and educate my colleagues and my man about this? Or am I just expected to suck it up? I'd love to hear how you and your listeners deal with phobias that people think are childish or small. That is a message from Lani. Lani, the problem is that people will never understand unless they have a similar phobia. That's just my impression. Because, it's a lot of the times it's intense, as you quite explain it. At times pretty irrational. Why are you panicking at the sight of a moth? You get what I'm saying? But that's the thing. Unless you've experienced a similar phobia, you just don't get it. But there's no harm in talking to your man and saying, listen, I don't know how to deal with this, and I don't know if you have an answer or a solution for this, but I have a serious fear of insects of different kinds. And whenever I see it, this is what happens. And I think he gets that. I think maybe he's also kind of like, okay, what do I do? So I don't know if you want to, turn it into a bit of a humorous experience every time you panic and then he panics. I'm not sure if that's the direction to go. I don't know if it will work. Just in terms of saying, listen, it's just an insect. But because it's a phobia, it's a little bit deeper. I don't know if I read about this or I saw it somewhere, that you can actually deal with phobias. There's a specific type of therapy that you can go on, and it involves you being exposed to the very things that you fear, but somehow under a controlled environment. Now, I have a huge fear of snakes. Intense. And the last thing I want to do is be in a controlled environment with a snake. I don't know. That's not going to happen. Luckily, I'm not exposed to them. I don't live in an area where there's these things just crawling around everywhere. Heaven help me if I lived in Limpopo or KZN. I think it would be a different story. Anyway, Lani wants your perspective on this. And she feels like nobody understands her phobia and it bothers her. So what is your take on this one? And any suggestions on how she can deal with these phobias, or even just the people around her respond to it?
947.
Well, how's this for a dilemma? The fear of insects, entomophobia. Well, Lani's experiencing this, and it is so hectic that it affects her life at work, and it's also affecting her relationship. Her colleagues think she's nuts every time she screams and reacts when she sees an insect. Her boyfriend starts to panic when she starts to panic. So, turning chaos into calamity. And while it may sound humorous and, maybe a spectacle, gosh, I can only imagine what it's like to have a phobia of this kind. The only thing I can equate it to is my own sort of fear of snakes. But I don't know what it's like to fear insects. So it is obviously deep, and that's why, it is said that you can get help for it. But Lani just wants to know if she needs to explain herself to people, including her boyfriend, or, if she's the one who's actually a little childish on this one, which I don't think you're childish. I just want to put it out there. There's nothing childish in having a phobia.
I can sort of understand it. I don't have phobias, but my young daughter, she's about 8, turning 9 soon. She has that phobia. Now as you guys talk about it, she has that. She screams quite a lot. Even to ants, she's petrified of ants are gonna bite her. And obviously, when it was last month, 2 months ago, we had a lot of ants coming in. Now they're gone because the weather's cold. But yeah, she was petrified of ants biting her. And there's a few times where she screamed because an insect landed on her. She screamed like blue murder and then freak out. So she obviously has a phobia. And I don't know how to resolve it. Something you're going to have to deal with as she goes older. Let's tell her it's going to be okay. It's just an ant or it's just an insect. It's not going to harm you. So yeah, it's quite a difficult thing and can't understand it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be okay is a pretty decent start. That's a decent place to start in terms of what you would say to your daughter. But I think it's something that you can obviously look into a little bit more deeper and see if there are other ways, professional or otherwise, that you can actually help her. Because what you don't want is a situation where things don't phase out or whatever, and then it stays with you even in your adult life. I'm just thinking here.
I think you need to suck it up, or at least don't freak out like a freak out, Wah! Just be sit still and wait for it to pass, or whatever, because every single bug, come on, ask yourself, why are you scared of them? Why? What's it gonna do to you? You're bigger than it. Except for pork chop prawn, I can understand that one because I also do not like them. I will jump up onto a seat or something if I see it, although they can also jump up there. But yeah.
Yeah, suck it up, she says. Whoa. When that ant is crawling by and they're marching on in a procession, I doubt sucking it up is going to be her natural reaction. All right, we'll get more comments in on this one. Phobias. Did you have a phobia? And were you actually able to overcome it? And if you were able to overcome it, what are some of the tips that you can share with Lani that could possibly be helpful in terms of just getting over the line with a phobia like this, particularly in this case, insects? Send your comment.
947.
Okay, I love the overwhelming support that you're giving Lani with your comments coming in for her dilemma. She has an intense fear of insects. It's a real phobia, but she's questioning her reaction to it. She's saying, every time I see an insect, I panic. Is it childish of me? Or should I be educating those in my life, whether it's colleagues or even her partner, who have all seen the drama every time she sees an insect?
Mo, we need to put you and Lani in an RDP house. Feel me. Listen to me, Mo. 2 separate bedrooms, you on the other side, snakes, pythons, green mambas, everything, cobras, and Lani on the other side with moths, every insect, so that when you face a snake someday, one snake, you know that I've faced 1,000 snakes.
Some people say the best way to overcome these things is to face the fear itself. Look it dead in the eye and say, yeah, come at me. I dare you. Although I would not want to do that with any of the species of snake that he mentioned. Absolutely not. Or even look it in the eye.
Hey Mo, this is serious, eh? Lani's going through is not an easy thing. And I'm a guy, I can tell you that sometimes some of the bugs that you get is terrible. And if you've got that phobia, it's very difficult to just let it go. However, like you did say, in a controlled environment. And I think what she should do is take her man with her to get into that controlled situation and try and work it out that way. Other than that, it's just going to continue until she has somebody, and nobody understands this. You need to understand it, what that fear really is. And I've seen that fear before. It's horrible. I had somebody which was with me one day, also with a spider. Person almost had kind of a heart attack situation. It's not good, I'm telling you. People don't understand. People might say, what? Just a bug. No, it's not. It's a phobia. It's serious.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? We see the reaction or how people react when they see or experience something they fear. But we don't always have the capacity to understand the depth of it, right? Because not every one of us is equipped to understand these things at a deeper level. So we just see the manifestation of the fear and the reaction, but there's always a deeper understanding behind it and where it emanates from, etc., etc. And yeah, you're right. I don't think we'll always understand why somebody fears, whether it's heights, whether it's a body of water, whether it's insects or anything else.
Having phobias usually comes from either trauma in her childhood or alternatively, believe it or not, trauma that can be from grandparents that is carried forward in a sort of a DNA. So she needs to look backwards with her mother, grandmother, or herself to know if they've had any trauma with insects.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And I've heard of this idea of trauma that gets passed on from one generation to the next. I think widely discussed in, for instance, amongst Africans in South Africa, across the continent and everywhere in the world. The sort of trauma that historically Africans have experienced. And so I'm familiar with that concept of trauma being passed down from one generation to the next. I wonder if there's anything there. But Lani, there's a lot of support coming in. And it seems as if you might actually have to go and get some sort of help. And it's not going to come from your office. That is certainly not going to come from your partner. But take him on the journey and let him see what it is that you're truly experiencing. Good luck.
947